Welcome back to Beyond the Backboard, the podcast where we talk all things basketball. Glad to be here. Glad to get started. And Jay's gonna go ahead and get us into our topics for today. Let's lock in and talk some hoops.
Shit, let's get it, man. Before we get into our topics, man, how's everybody doing? Starting off with my boy Earl. First pod in 2 weeks. He's been away doing his thing.
Yeah, bro.
Family stuff. What's up, Earl? Talk to us, brother.
I'm feeling good, man. You know, while I've been gone, obviously there's been avoiding Lakers conversations, man. Austin Reeves is literally the best player on the planet right now. I just don't know what else. Usually when I say that in the past, it was called glazing. But really, I just seen it, bro. Like, you know how some people can just see things, man? I was just calling it into existence, man. Like, people were laughing at me. Said I was making it all up, man. Glaze, whatever. Glaze, Krispy Kreme glaze with the hot sign on. I do not care. Austin Reeves is balling. But yeah, other than that, we're chilling. Excited to talk hoops, man. And yeah, I'm just ready to get into it. There's a lot of fun stuff happening in the NBA right now.
A lot of stuff. What's going on with you, Max? Talk to us, brother.
It's been good. I'm going through in the middle of finals right now. Got a bunch of stuff due next week. So it is what it is. I'm used to it. Not my first rodeo. I'm kind of reaching UNC status now. So it's definitely not my first round of finals. So I'm excited to get a nice break here, talk some basketball with y'all. Always fun being on here. So busy week, but always got time.
Did you just say you're reaching UNC status?
Had to be here.
Did you just say you're reaching UNC status?
I am.
He's reaching UNC status. That's what he said.
I don't know. I might already be there. I might not be reaching anymore. I might have reached.
Youngest man on the pod.
Max. What up, Pat?
What's up with you? Oh, talk to us, bro. Your turn.
It's been a busy week. I'm not gonna lie. I've just been working. To be completely honest, my head's been in the sand, just focusing on work and stuff. Bro, this week in the NBA has just straight up been great. I've literally been on the edge of my seat all week to kind of watch almost every single game. So. I'm excited. The Lakers had me excited for once. I gotta say, the Lakers got me excited for once. I have to say, I admit it.
Before we get into these topics, y'all, to end off with me, I'm good. I'm going to Jamaica tomorrow. See my sister, see the fam. So yeah, I'll be in Jamaica, y'all. I will be back on the pod next Friday, so y'all don't gotta worry about me being gone for long. So
we will be in Jamaica.
It'll be a little weekend trip. All the guys going. Well, yeah, man, I'm gonna be out there for the time being.
Podcast J 2.0.
Hey, it's up to y'all, man.
That was a fun podcast. I think you were dropping.
I was at a resort. I was literally recording in my tank top, my wet pool shorts. I was like that day. I remember.
You were spitting facts. You were dropping good takes from what I
was. We were lit. We were a lot of Caitlin Clark debate. I remember that day vividly. That was a good day.
You were locked in. I respect it.
But yeah, man, going to Jamaica. I'll be back Wednesday. I'll be back Wednesday. So yeah, man, a little 3-4 day trip, man. I'll be back though. But besides that, nothing else going on with me. Watching a lot of hoops like the guys, a lot of football. It's that time of the year with football, of course. But we a basketball pod, so let's talk some hoops, man. Starting off, topic one, biggest news story of the week, y'all. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think he's on the trade block. He's not really on the trade block. It really came out that he had requested a trade in the offseason before this year had started. Now the Bucks are what? What are they as of right now? 8-13, 9-13?
Maybe 9. I can double check.
They're bad. The Bucks are bad.
They are 10-13.
10-13.
Okay,
so the Bucks are really bad. Giannis just got hurt. He had a calf strain. Looked like a very scary injury. Literally like he just got shot in the back of the leg and went down very quick. And Giannis is out. Is Giannis on the trade block? Whatever. We got some Giannis trade scenarios. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna do one trade scenario each. If we have time to do 2 each, we'll do that. We're gonna start with my boy Max, man. Max, what you got for us with Giannis?
Damn, I got like 6, Jay.
We got time. If we're taking a long time to do each one, we can do 2.
I might pass some of my trade scenarios off to Omar because I don't know if I have like concrete destinations, but I do just have some general thoughts on kind of the news and the way things are breaking from Milwaukee. I think I can't say that I'm a little surprised just because Giannis has shown throughout his career to be such a loyal player, loyal to his city, beyond what most NBA players are these days with how, free agency and the trade block works. Giannis has stuck it out with the team. Granted, they've been good most years. He hasn't really had too much of a reason to ever leave. But, I mean, really, since he became, an all-star and then an MVP and then an NBA champion, you really never heard. Like, you heard, like, an occasional rumbling, but usually nothing from him. Like, this is the first time where it seems like he really is disgruntled and bringing it to the front office. So I'm a little surprised just in that regard. But in terms of, like, the roster and the direction of the team, I can't say that I didn't see this coming. I think people really overestimated the Bucks roster going into this season. This was something I think I know I mentioned over the summer on some of our podcasts was
for sure.
the fact that the roster without Damian Lillard and, bringing in Miles Turner, but also losing Brook Lopez really just was not geared to contend this year. Like, it felt like the front office thought this was a win now team with like the signings of like bringing in a Gary Harris or having Taurean Prince there. Like, it feels like a win now team, but the talent really just wasn't there outside of Giannis. And I said, like, I don't believe a team with Miles Turner as their second best player or Bobby Portis as their second best player is a real championship contender. And to be honest, like, this is kind of about where I saw them, like close to 500, maybe a little bit below. I do think if Giannis sticks out this season, they'll be a playoff team in the East, but certainly I don't think they're going to be favored in a first round matchup against the New York, Detroit, Boston if they get Jason Tatum back. So I can't say this is probably the best time for Giannis to request a trade. I can't say I blame him. And now we're going to really see if Milwaukee does honor this. This is probably the start of a full rebuild for them. Although it's going to be hard considering they have to pay Damian Lillard $20 million for the next 4 years. So that kind of makes it hard for them to rebuild. But
that too.
I they got hit with them residuals.
Yeah, they got hit with that. But this could be it for Giannis in Milwaukee. And if it is, it would be a very big culture shock for that fan base to lose Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo in the span of like 8 months. So I feel for the Bucks fans, but I do feel like there's a good chance that Giannis is off this team, certainly in a year from now, maybe even by the trade deadline.
All right, so Omar, what scenario do you have for us, brother? Give us a team, give us the trade, talk to us real quick. Just give us your best one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 trade scenarios that actually work money-wise. Obviously, picks and contracts. Certain players I couldn't throw in because of actual this person can't be traded till December, or this person can't be traded till January or whatever the hell it was. But I have to say, I wanted to go through a few. I'm gonna go through 2. I'm gonna go through 2 because I'm gonna
everybody let everybody do one first, and then we'll go back around if we have more.
Okay,
do your favorite one though. Do your favorite one.
Okay, my favorite one so far, I'm gonna pick my dark horse. My favorite one so far, I'm gonna pick my dark horse, and I think everybody would like this one. I'm not gonna lie, I really do think you guys would look at this and be like, you know what, this could be good for the league. Sorry, let me get it up. Excuse me. Media. Boom. So, Giannis gets traded to the Detroit Pistons. Giannis gets traded to Detroit. They get Tobias. They get Duncan Robinson. They get Jalen Duren, which is a big part of this package. We all know how good he can be. Marcus Sasser and Isaac Jones. Obviously, there's more picks involved. There's three in this deal, but there would be more coming in. I feel like this is a good destination. I feel like this is a good destination for Giannis. For the Pistons, I just feel like it could be good for them. Maybe the pieces are not what they're supposed to be, and that's because of restricted contracts and stuff like that. But Giannis to the Pistons, I think it could be good.
So Omar, but why would the Pistons do this? I understand it's Giannis.
Why wouldn't?
I understand it's Giannis. Giannis is already 31 years old. You're trading a 21-year-old Jalen Duren and all your shooters. Marcus Sasser, Duncan Robinson, Tobias Harris, spot shooter, Duncan Robinson, spot shooter. This is a lot. I would not, even for Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jalen Duren is untradeable.
Dude, I feel like most of these players are replaceable. Tobias Harris, come on. He's nowhere where he used to be.
The Pistons aren't really
Same
like
thing
a
with Duncan
team.
Robinson.
They're not.
Jay, are you saying that the Pistons wouldn't accept that deal right now?
No, they would not accept that deal.
I don't think
Did you see how many firsts?
might be too
Did you see how
little,
many firsts Omar had on there? I see the players.
Okay,
with
I
the picks.
said the picks. The picks need to be improved. Obviously, I'm only doing that. I was doing that for time's sake, but it was more of a money matching thing for me.
All right, thoughts. What do y'all think about this?
This trade seems a little bit desperate for the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, if we're being completely honest. Why am I giving up a player who's taking such a big jump, who in my opinion is probably like number 2 to 3 in most improved players this season? Why am I giving up a young center like that And on the Bucks side too, why would they make this deal too? Why would you have two dominant like centers on your team and Miles Turner and Jalen Durant? Like I just don't think on both sides this deal makes a lot of sense. But
That's
the
a fair point. Yeah.
Pistons, 17-5 on the season, like they've been playing good teams, they've been beating good teams, and they've had a really good stretch on the season. Like even Jalen Durant, even when Cade went out, he showed games of him being the first option, taking over and playing great basketball. I get it's Giannis. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, like when you put in that perspective and you look at that point of view, like maybe it doesn't seem like that much to give up for Giannis.
Yeah.
But
You
I
also have
just
to
don't
consider
think
the
you
money,
mess up a
though.
core. Like I just think the Pistons have been doing a good job of not messing up this core.
I
Like they
think
finally taken that jump to like establish themselves as one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Like why am I gonna like essentially like blow it all up right now?
I don't think it's necessarily blowing it up because you are getting back the 2-time reigning MVP.
I mean, yeah, but
He's not
I don't
reigning.
know, bro.
Okay. Look, all I'll say is I definitely see your points. It is a lot to give up for the number 1 seed in the East.
I don't
I'm
think
not gonna
I
I'm
don't
not
see
gonna
that,
sit
though.
here. I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
think
sit
it's a
here.
lot. Like
So
the
Max,
only
you like
player,
the trade?
if you're Detroit, the only
Maybe not
player you
Rain.
like really care about in
Maybe
that
not
trade
Rain.
is Duran, obviously. But like I think Tobias Harris, Sasser, Duncan Robinson, like those are rotational guys. So really, it's like Duran and 3 firsts for Giannis. And when you think about Rudy Gobert going for 4 firsts and Mikal Bridges going for 5,
Yeah, you're gonna need a
I
lot
think
more than that.
if that comes across
True.
the table, I'm taking that.
I mean,
It's also based on
paper,
availability of what Detroit has. We also have to talk about their assets. They didn't have a lot to give up, a lot of valuable stuff.
Yeah,
to give
that's
up.
what I'm saying. I don't
I
think
mean, on
Milwaukee would
paper-
accept that. I mean, like I don't think
on
that's enough.
paper,
talking
it's
about
not
dark
like
horse.
on paper, it's not the worst deal in the world. Like it's not bad. Like I get what you're saying. I just think like I think maybe I'm just thinking more so on like the if it's working right now, then if it's not broke,
Why
don't
break it
fix
up?
it type of situation.
Why break it up?
Because
That's a
you
fair
spent
point.
time like the goal of like building a championship team as we've seen with OKC is like obviously a lot of development pieces of it. I feel like their version of that player of their Shea is Cade, and you build around that. Like you give up those picks, you're giving up assets for the next couple seasons, and that's one thing that keeps OKC such a great team. Is they can continue to replenish their youth and replenish these players season in and season out. You give
I
up
agree
what
with you.
4 first round picks. Like yeah,
Really
I get
three.
it.
I think
Oh,
it should be
3.
more picks, frankly. I do. It's just
I don't know, man. I'm
again,
kinda- I'm
it's
kinda in
strictly
between,
based
man.
on
I-
what Detroit had. And
I don't
if
think
there
it's a bad-
if there was
yeah.
the availability, I could. I had to go down all the way to 2029 to try to find the first round pick, and there was almost none.
I don't think it's a bad package. Like I don't know. I just personally my motives are strictly like
I
I'm the
get your
number 1
point.
seed. I don't think I want to make such a drastic change right now, low
I get your point because look what just happened to OKC.
Yeah.
They are literally home built, and the only trade they really had to make was for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and then Alex Caruso later on.
And it's like,
Everything
does he
else
want to
is
stay?
homegrown.
Like, does he want to stay the rest of his career with Detroit? Like Giannis.
Because Giannis,
I mean,
like
he
I
is
said,
30 years old.
31
How
years
much
old,
longer do
30
you
years
got?
old. I just don't see how, like, it's really now or never. That team that they have now, there's growing pains with that team. You can mess up this year and run it back again because Cade is young, Duran is young. Tobias Harris is a good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's Duran and 3 first. Tobias Harris is still a body. Like Tobias, this is not
He's
Netflix
solid.
and chill. Tobias Harris, he's actually in these games. Like he's actually in these games right now. Like,
But if you're Detroit, and like Earl, you mentioned, like it's about development and developing players.
And he's
you're
also
holding
only
on
22.
to
That makes
Jaden
it- he
Ivey
made
in
a
this.
solid there.
You're holding on to Asar Thompson in this. You're holding on to Ron Holland in this. You still have Isaiah Stewart, who in this scenario would probably be promoted to the starting center, and there's
Good
development
counter.
there. Like
Good
you're
counter.
not really mortgage. Like you still keep your young talent that you have on the team and are actively developing. That's my point. Like the really only player that like they are high on developing here, obviously, is Duran. Like I don't even think Sasser is too high a priority, especially now with Dennis Jenkins coming in. Like you're holding on to him too. Like
That's a
I'm
fair
gonna be
point.
honest.
My point too. I'll counter your countering. Jalen Duran, like Pax said in the chat, he's 22 years old, bro. Like this is his what? fourth
he's
season,
been
one
incredible this season
His
for sure.
core
But that's-
Without him,
but
the
that's
trade doesn't mean
also-
when you
but
see
that's
the
also
biggest
a good
jumps in people's
point.
careers, it's between like year 4 through 6. This is his 4th year. He's averaging 19 points, almost 12 rebounds per game, shooting like 65 or 66% from the field.
But that's also a solid point on why the Bucks may take a chance on him because he's 22 and he's doing that on 22 years old.
Oh no,
I mean, yeah, but
they're not
I'm-
taking a
I'm-
chance. They
I'm not
know what
talking
they're
about,
getting. He's
like,
going to
yeah,
be a
I'm not
dominant
talking about
big.
it from that
Yeah,
side. I'm
he's
saying, like,
dominant.
I get it. Like Giannis, great, but I don't know, bro.
Okay,
I'm in between, man.
Let's move
No,
on.
that was
play-
a good. The more they talked about it, Omar, that was it was solid.
Yeah,
See,
it's not
I'm not
like
bugging. I'm
it's
not
like it's
bugging.
bad.
Not
I'm
bad,
just
not
saying
bad.
like
I'm still on the side that it would be more favored towards Detroit than Milwaukee. I think Detroit.
It would
Yeah.
100%.
Like Giannis is going to be an all-star at the very minimum for the next 5 years. He's going to be an MVP candidate for probably the next 2 or 3. You get to pair Cade with 2 or 3 years of an MVP caliber player. I think you'd do it.
I feel like we
and
also
how does
have to
that
consider,
affect like K's game playing with Giannis? Not saying it's bad, but like that's obviously kind of a
Giannis
I
is
think
very
that
ball
makes him a lot
dominant.
better.
yeah, like
It's a
a
huge
different,
change. It would be a
it's
huge change for Cade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
and
think-
the spacing. Oh my god.
We're gonna move on though. We got more trades to talk about.
Yep.
Earl, you got one or want me to go?
Let's do something. I don't have like a
I got
particular
a Lakers.
package, but I have like teams in mind for sure. Like obviously we
Okay.
can play the game of what goes where and who goes where. I'm probably not gonna steal yours, bro. Shout out to my team. No, I'm just playing. My second team, the Atlanta Hawks, dude. I think, honestly speaking, bro, I don't know what the package would be. As long as you can just keep Jalen Johnson. Keep Jalen Johnson. And probably just try your best to keep Dyson. I know that'd be really hard to do. I'm going to get Giannis, bro. I feel like those other players you can kind of build around. You can replace those guys. But just seeing Giannis on the Hawks, like, look at what the Hawks are doing right now. Shout out to Trae Young, bro. Yeah, hey, Trae Young and
It's just gonna have to
Okongwu
happen,
for picks.
yeah.
I'm doing it immediately, dude.
Mhm.
Like, that would probably be one of the best defensive teams in the league.
That was
Hands
my team,
down.
Earl. Was the Hawks.
It
I
was?
think that is
Yeah.
the
I have one drawed up for the
absolute
Hawks,
best
too.
team.
Like, look at them right now with no Trey. Like, and I love Trey. Like, even when he comes back, I still think they'll win. But you can't ignore the fact what they're doing right now. If you have a chance to move them, what does Milwaukee need? They need a point guard. I'm just saying. Like, I mean,
That's the
going
main
in
thing
there,
they're probably looking for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
like,
bounce
come
off
on.
and to bounce off what Earl said, pause. To bounce off what Earl was saying though, Trae
Wild.
Young, and
Wild.
then remember they have the Pelicans pick this year. The Pelicans are gonna have a top 5 pick probably in the draft.
They're trying
So
to
really, you can just trade Trae Young, that 2027 or 2026 first, which is gonna be an amazing pick, and probably like the chat said, Onyeka Okongwu or whoever else, as long as you keeping Jalen Johnson on this team.
Yep.
I think if the Bucks are gonna accept it, I think probably Dyson would have to be in there because like
Absolutely
as good as a
not.
player
Absolutely
Trae Young
not.
is right now, I do think they would want like a kind of young piece, like a young centerpiece to build around. And I don't know that a Kongwu necessarily is that
KP,
yet.
Hawks motion cooked. It would be KP,
Yeah.
Trae Young, that 2027 Pelicans pick, probably another first round and for Giannis. Because
I like that.
Porzingis, even when every 5 games he does play great when he plays, but he don't play. He got this virus,
Yeah.
never playing anymore.
Yeah.
But Earl, that was my team though. The Hawks was my team. But
I feel
man.
like with
I
a
think
lot
they're
of
more
these
likely to make
trades,
a move than Detroit.
I feel like
Yeah.
with a lot of these trades, we also have to consider that. I mean, I understand that Giannis is Giannis, and everybody's expecting big fucking packages whenever they see a trade online. But we also
Oh
have
yeah,
to
you have the
consider-
pick swaps. Yeah.
Yeah, you can also consider the fact that Giannis is probably going to ask them to not trade for certain players because he wants to play with those players. We all saw the reports coming out of like it's most likely going to come down to Giannis picking a team and the Bucks saying, "Okay, bet, let's make a deal," because of what he has done for that franchise. So I that's the way that I was kind of operating around my trades because I
Yeah,
also
no, you
I
gotta
also
factor
kinda
that
know
in,
the
you know.
background behind it.
Yeah.
He's
but-
not going to want to go to Atlanta if they trade Jalen Johnson.
Exactly. And he may not want to go to Atlanta if they trade Trae Young. You never know. Because, like
Oh,
what
no,
Earl
Trae
said
Young is-
earlier,
is-
But
that-
he has to
Yeah,
no,
true.
but he has to realize though, like, especially trades like this. I mean, you're Giannis. Like,
Yeah.
something has to go for you to join a team. It's not gonna be like, oh, you have this great team and you're gonna keep every single player you want to play with. Someone has
That's
to
free
go.
agency.
Yeah, like someone has to go to increase value. If you want that type of situation, then
I
you
mean-
gotta wait, like Max said, for free agency, and sign somewhere. So
yeah.
I think
It's
he'd be
just- it's
more
the
willing.
cost.
I think he'd be accepting of Trae Young going if it meant he could stick with Jalen Johnson.
For
I mean,
sure.
maybe we're overhyping Jalen Johnson, but like he looks.
I'm
like
not saying I'm overhyping him. I'm saying I don't know how that looks with Giannis with okay, I'm not going to say no solid point guard. Do the Atlanta Hawks have somebody else behind Trae Young that they could really rely on like that?
man, you can go get a point guard, dog.
That is very true.
Hey, if
Have we not seen
it's
Nickeil
Giannis-
Alexander?
Like
Nickeil
that's
Alexander
the
Walker
only
has been
also thing I'm
unbelievable.
considering. Like
Yeah.
we can go trade
for
trade
now,
for
and y'all gotta
Trae
think
Young,
like
but
it'll be
what is
like
that
a
gonna
for
do?
now thing. Like I mean, to be fair,
any team that's going for Giannis is trying to win in the next 3 years. All right. We have
cooked.
any other like trade destination? I don't like. I didn't have any specific.
Jay,
ones.
what do you got?
I have one.
Again,
So Hawks would have been
you
my
got
first team. I'll give y'all my second team, and this is a clear one: the San Antonio Spurs, man.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness!
Wemby
Oh my
up
goodness!
with Giannis, bruh. Pair them up. Why not? Hey, I'm the Milwaukee Bucks.
Keep that in your conference, dog. That's why.
If listen, if De'Aaron Fox or Stephon Castle is not involved in the trade, I'm not doing it. So this is the first one I have up. I have two different ones for the Spurs.
Okay.
Stephon Castle, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, and 1 first for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's not enough.
What? Have you seen?
You can't
Stephon
get away
Castle?
with 1 first for Giannis unless you're giving him like.
I'm giving you 3 solid. I'm giving you more.
Unless
than
that
solid
first is the first that is
brother.
the Clippers.
They got
first.
a shit ton of firsts. They're not.
They have to give up 1 or 2.
Unless it's the Clippers first, then that 1 first. I mean, it's pretty much the top 3.
Clippers are like the.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be
Let's
the
be real.
top.
But this is
That's. I think
But
they
I think
take
you have
Omar
to.
Detroit
I think
deal
you have to
before they
move
get back.
Dylan before you move.
My Detroit deal ended up pretty good. I don't know. What
like
no the Bucks. Who do you think? I like looking at right now.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. If you're looking from the Bucks side,
I'm not
Castle.
taking Dylan Harper. He hasn't shown me enough yet. I know what Castle's going to be.
That is true. That is true.
Castle's a dog. I want him. If I'm giving you Giannis, I need him.
But wait, weren't y'all saying that like at the start of the season they should just trade everyone else in that backcourt and just build around Dylan Harper? What happened to that?
No, that's what he's saying.
Harper's not in the trade. Harper's
not in the trade.
Can I give y'all
Milwaukee? You'd rather have Castle than Harper.
Can I give y'all my
Yes,
trade?
that's what I'm saying. Milwaukee has to take Castle. Because one thing.
But you're saying they would rather take him than Harper. You're saying like
Yes,
if Harper's in
because
the trade,
Harper hasn't done anything yet. He already had a calf strain.
Pack's cooking, by the way. He actually told me this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody, I think he did it yesterday. Somebody
Giannis to the 76ers. That's
Giannis to the 76ers.
PG and Embiid? No way.
I'm doing it in a heartbeat.
Listen.
Not even
they're
that
not
doing
doing
it in a
it. The
heartbeat.
Bucks
But
aren't
if
doing
I'm
it.
the Bucks
Milwaukee,
aren't
I'm
doing
not
it.
Embiid is untradeable.
I would give them.
If I'm Milwaukee, I'm not
PG
doing
and
that.
Jared McCain.
Philly's in hell right now. They're
Oh
untradeable.
my god, Maxey and Giannis would be crazy.
I'm just saying, dude. I would easily do that. I would easily
Of course,
do
but like
Paul George, Jared McCain, throwing first or whatever, and make it happen.
Like OKC would also do it if all they had to give up was AJ Mitchell and Case and Wallace. But like that's just like at some point the Bucks are not going to take these trades. Like
No, I'm just saying, like in general, like the Bucks, they're in a bad situation, anyways. Though
they are, but like
if
I
you're-
think
you got to think about it like this: the Bucks are in a horrible position, right? Even if they're like first of all, it all depends on what Giannis says. They already said they're meeting with Giannis, so whatever teams he decides, that's the only teams who will have the opportunity to send trade packages, right? So on top of that, they already know you have no leverage. If you're calling my phone, that means Giannis wants to come here. We don't have to be flexible in what we want to do. It's the same way that we fleeced Luka from the Mavericks. Oh, you want
by getting lucky.
No, I'm just saying, like, when a team comes to you for a trade first, you have all the leverage in that situation easily.
Yes. Yeah.
Easily.
So we don't think that
Maxey, VJ,
give us the second trade.
Hawks.
Can I give y'all?
I'm gonna give y'all my second Spurs
Spurs
one. But y'all don't think that the Trae Young going to Milwaukee benefits Milwaukee at all?
It does.
Trae Young is a fun player.
I think
It does.
He's gonna put
Joe
Johnson, Vassell, Castle in a first.
Before we move on from the Spurs, can I give y'all my trade real quick because I feel like I put something up
Hold on,
together.
I got another Spurs one. I'm still cooking. I got my
You got
second
it.
Spurs one.
You got it.
My second Spurs one. This is the one that makes. This is the one I think they should do because y'all know how I feel about De'Aaron Fox. No offense.
Okay.
I don't like him.
De'Aaron Fox, Jeremy Sohan, and 3 first-round picks. That's it. De'Aaron Fox makes a lot of money. Jeremy Sohan makes solid money, and 3 or 4 first-round picks. You don't got to give up.
Castle on that.
Jay.
Castle on that.
No.
Jay.
I don't see any future in that unless it's like that. You got to throw me like all your top picks, bro. Like I need the Clippers.
That's what I'm saying.
Pick.
The Spurs.
I need,
it's like
they own a lot of good picks. Bro.
after
If you can give me
OKC.
5 picks in that trade, we can talk.
After
Or even 4.
OKC, we gotta realize Giannis is not young.
Oh my god, he just got traded. I'm just playing.
Giannis is not young.
Imagine.
Giannis
Don't
is
do that
31 years old.
Mid-show.
Giannis
It's crazy.
7 foot, 31 years old. Giannis probably has another good 3 to 4 years in him. I'm not giving up 10 picks to get young. I'm just not. I'm already
So
giving
what
you.
about 5? You can't give me 4?
Yeah, that's what I said. 3 or 4 picks. I'm giving you
Okay,
my
you said
second best
three.
player.
How about
I'm
this?
giving you my second best player. I'm giving you Jeremy Sohan. Do I have to throw another player in there?
I think you'd have to throw Castle or Vassell if you're going to keep the.
All right, I'll throw Vassell. Castle's off limits. If I'm giving you De'Aaron Fox, Castle's off limits. So De'Aaron Fox, Jeremy Sohan, Devin Vassell, or Keldon Johnson, and 4 first. I'm not doing
definitely prefer Vassell.
any more than that. I'm not doing any more than that.
Those 3 plus the 3 or 4 picks, then I think you'd have enough.
I had to make a 3-team trade to make mine work. Jay.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Jeremy Sohan, he's headed to Memphis. He's getting he's headed to Memphis. That's the only player that Memphis is receiving. That's the only player Memphis is receiving.
But Cook,
the Spurs are getting Giannis and Kyle Kuzma. The Bucks are giving up. I'm sorry. The Bucks are getting De'Aaron. They're getting Devin Vassell. They're getting Zach Edey. They're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 first-round picks from the Spurs and 1 first-round pick from Memphis. That's the full trade.
Honestly, the only part of that trade that I don't love is would the Grizzlies give up that much for Sohan? It's not even on like the Bucks or the Spurs part.
Zach Edey and a first.
For
I think that's too much.
I think that's too much for.
Wait, what's the fact? Wait,
Zach Edey's been playing out of his mind.
Reset that whole thing again.
He has been playing. So okay, the Bucks are getting De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Zach Edey, 4 first-round picks from the Spurs and 1 first-round pick from the Grizzlies. The Spurs are receiving Giannis and Kyle Kuzma, and the Grizzlies are just getting Jeremy Sohan.
I think the Grizzlies need more.
Why are the Grizzlies in this package?
It was
because they're giving a pick.
It was to make the money work.
And they're also setting a pick to Milwaukee, right?
But what are they getting?
No.
They're just getting. I would never.
They're just getting.
Yes.
I would never pay
pick to
anything
Milwaukee,
for
yes.
Sohan.
Yes.
By the way, maybe a
Y'all
third.
may be
Second.
right.
It's not even a 3rd-round pick. I'll send him a 3rd. Like what?
I mean, a 3rd.
That's my.
No. He's saying like I wouldn't give any because there's obviously a 3rd,
okay,
but
okay.
I wouldn't give anything for Sohan. Sohan does still have upside, but yeah.
But like for what they're giving up,
Possibly
Zach Edey in a 1st.
Maybe not that
Sohan?
first. I kind of
Not even a 1st, unless it's like
Not
I
even
don't even know that they would do Edey for Sohan straight up if that was just a
What?
2-team trade.
No, they would not.
Edey has not been good, admittedly, but Sohan is farther into his career and has also been just as disappointing.
No, Edey since he's come back from the foot injury has been elite. Edey's been really
What in the world?
If you ask me,
listen,
Giannis
I like
doesn't fit
the
on
bones
the
of the
Spurs
trade,
culture
though,
of
like
basketball.
Max, you still don't have
Why
one
would
first,
they?
Max?
Why would? First of all,
What's
why
up?
are they helping?
You still don't
them?
have one?
I mean, y'all mentioned all the good ones.
Why
Like,
would?
I could be biased and say the Knicks, but like,
Get a player for free.
I can too. Yeah,
Zach Edey's averaging
Knicks is 3rd on my
14
list.
and 12 right now.
that's in his
Zach
past
Edey-
like 3 or 4 games. He isn't.
That's on his season average.
Yeah,
how many
no,
games has he played this season?
That's what I'm saying.
Like 8 games.
9.
9
Oh,
games,
so-
okay.
That's a pretty good amount of games.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Well, I
don't.
mean-
Jeremy Sohan's averaging a triple single. So like,
And you're giving up a first. Like, yeah, come on, bro. You gotta.
Okay, all right. Zach Edey for Jeremy Sohan in the first.
But Omar, I do
really
like the
feel
crux of like Fox, Vassell, 4 firsts. If you can, like, if there, I do think that is the crux of the trade.
You just need a better
possibly
3rd
still
team,
give up
dude.
Jeremy Sohan and send him to Milwaukee. That's probably what's going to happen instead of giving up that extra first round.
Yeah,
pick
maybe if they just send
Memphis,
Sohan there,
yeah.
that's enough for Milwaukee to say we're getting Fox. They start pointing
Vassell
off. We're getting 2 young
and
guys in Sohan and
Sohan.
Vassell. We're getting 4 firsts and maybe like some seconds. That's good enough. All
all right, so are we good on Giannis talk? We good?
I think yeah. We'll
all our
keep y'all
stuff?
updated.
Yeah,
as
bro.
more
So
stuff comes
many.
through.
I know Earl's ready for this next one, man.
I had
know,
the Pistons.
What's the next
I had
one?
the Lakers.
Is it-
I had the Knicks.
We do got to move on.
Hey man, if you can't have Reeves, but we'll throw you Rui for Giannis. That's all I got for you, dog.
Come on, clutch Rui. I don't know, man. Rui looking like that
Oh,
guy.
you're right. I give you Dalton
Jared Bell
Connect,
and Maxi Kleber.
Dalton Connect,
That's
2
it.
first-round picks, Maxi Keebler, Gabe Vincent, and a bag of chips. That's all
You
you
wouldn't
got.
even put in Jared Vanderbilt.
Nah, I straight up. I'll do Bron and Bronny for Bronny, 2 firsts for Giannis. Let's talk.
Whoa. Well, we got to move on though, y'all. We got our next topic up. We're gonna talk about the Clippers and their. I don't even know what to describe it terrible, nasty.
It's drama.
It's a horrible season. From the scandal going on this summer with Kawhi Leonard to the cutting of Chris Paul to maybe Tyronn Lue being involved in the gambling scandal. It's a lot going on right now.
Definitely.
So let's talk about the Clippers. Start off with Earl. I know he loves to see the Clippers downfall. He's a Lakers fan, Clippers hater. You know, little bro.
Not
Clippers,
this year,
man.
man. Not this year. The
What's
reason
your thought on
why
this Clippers mess, man?
I think the Clippers are absolutely not only disappointing themselves, not only disappointing Los Angeles and just California in general, but the whole entire NBA. People don't understand that the future of the NBA depends on how good or how bad the Los Angeles Clippers are.
Literally,
Because
bro.
if you didn't know, Oklahoma City Thunder owns the Clippers pick. So we're looking at the Thunder potentially getting a top 3 pick because the Clippers can't play winning basketball. Like, real talk, like I'm a Duke fan, obviously. I've been watching, like, I watch pretty much every game. Like, if I have to look at the NBA draft and see Cameron Boozer get drafted to OKC, it is
I'm gonna kill myself.
absolutely. I'm not going that far, but it's absolutely.
I am.
Insane. Like, just the way he plays, bro. Rebounding, shooting, defense. Like, he is literally, like, just think of another Paolo Banchero type archetype, but he can actually shoot consistently. So if OKC gets that, they'll play him next to Chet. There's really not gonna be anything we can do about it because one, it's not gonna cost them a lot. Like, he'll be on his rookie deal, whatever. And then when it's time to pay him, they'll just get off one of their other role players, pay him his money, and other people will go and they'll just redraft again. So that part of it, horrible. As far as like the Clippers themselves, I think what they did to Chris Paul is absolutely unexcusable and disrespectful. It's not even like he was like playing a maximum amount of minutes, regardless. Like, if you think about what he's done for that organization, that franchise, all you do is just reduce the minutes. Like, I don't think it's fair to just like, oh, we're gonna completely send you home for the season on someone who announced that they're doing their farewell tour this season. Like, this is farewell tour. This is it for him. So, like, that's just disrespectful. You guys are already losing games. You guys are mad because he's telling you how bad you are and how you're disrespecting the culture of the Clippers, something that Chris Paul had a big part of building up with his time with Lob City. Even though they didn't win a championship, they had some good years. That was the most entertaining the Clippers team has ever been. He helped build that organization, and y'all reward him by getting mad. I'm assuming because he was calling players out. That's my big thing. He was probably calling out Kawhi Leonard. Oh, you don't even want it enough. You don't want to play games. He probably seen some under the table deals that they were doing. I'm sure Ty Lue, after seeing him this last season, he's got him a multi-million-dollar contract of flipping games. He was probably at the casino himself next to Chauncey Billups. There's probably tag teaming in that thing. But I don't know, bro. I just think it's disrespectful, bro. Like, I don't see anywhere where you just send him home. Like, maybe just don't play him as much. That's usually what happens. You fall out of rotation. Like, Jared Vanderbilt for us, obviously different situation. He hasn't played in like 4 weeks of basketball. We're not.
He was catching DNPs. I'm pretty sure.
He hasn't played in like 4 weeks.
Yeah,
like, just don't play him. Like, why kick him off the team? I don't know. So that's just my thoughts. It kind of sucks for Chris Paul, but also we're not signing him. We're good. But
I saw a video.
You cooked.
I saw a video, and I know Max wants to say something, so I'll keep it quick. I saw a video. Yeah, I saw a video, and it was Ty Lue, and he was like, "Fuck CP. Ain't no name calling. Ain't no name calling around here."
Saw that video as well. The practice.
Y'all can see that. Y'all can assume what that is.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I just saw that in the chat.
It was real.
It was real.
It was real.
No AI.
No, it's real.
I'll send it to you again.
I don't know the context behind it, but
let me see it, bro.
He definitely said,
I'll send it to you right now.
There's no name calling here. He definitely said that. I saw that video.
And there was another word. There was another word.
Max, what's your thoughts on this Clippers, man? What you think about the Clippers, man?
I think, to offer a slightly different perspective, I do think it is a bad look all around because if from the perspective of, like, I'll try and look at this from the perspective of the players and the team. Chris Paul went into this season saying that he just wanted to play one last season and he wanted to be close to home. Like, you know, he wasn't like, I want to win a championship. Like, it wasn't like any of that. It was like, I just kind of want to, like, I'm going to do my retirement tour. I'm going to ride off into the sunset. I want to go back to the Clippers. Like, it kind of gave the vibes of, like, I'm going to be chill. Like, you know, let's just have one good final season. The Clippers, they signed him. For him to so quickly, I don't want to say double back on that, but to take with that, having already said that, but then become the problem in the locker room, especially from a guy who's averaging 3 points, 3 assists, and shooting 30% from the field. That's probably hard for guys like Zubac and Harden to take. because you expect to hear that from the coach in Ty Lue. I think it's even acceptable if you get it from your veteran like James Harden, who is literally carrying this team night in and night out. Like, if James Harden went to the squad and said, guys, give me some help, like, I'm 36, I can't do this on my own, I think that would be better received than the 40-year-old backup point guard shooting tour dates, trying to be like, guys, like, you guys got to get back on defense. Like, I can understand that being hard to take. On the other hand, I think the way that the Clippers have went about this is absolutely the wrong way to do it. It makes them look just as bad, if not worse. To send the guy home in the middle of a road trip, seemingly out of nowhere, especially after it seemed like Chris Paul was trying to reach out and like make amends with Tyronn Lue. Because remember, him and Tyronn Lue were not on speaking terms for weeks. That is crazy. And like, part of that blame needs to go to Chris Paul. Also, part of that blame needs to go to Tyronn Lue as a coach. Like, as a coach, you need to manage the situation better. So for Chris Paul to reach out, for Tyronn Lue to then deny that request, like speak with him about this stuff, and then for the team to step in and not like mediate this at all, instead just completely take the coach's side and send Paul packing, I think is absolutely the wrong way to do this. I think the way that this should have gone down is there should have been that meeting, Lawrence Franco in, mediate a meeting between Paul and Ty Lue, try and get them on the same page. And if it doesn't work, then you explore the options from there. But to do this in the very public, in the very embarrassing, and the very humiliating way, I do think that regardless of whether Paul was going too far with his criticism and his outspokenness, it's the absolute wrong way to go about it. So nobody wins here. Like, Chris Paul might not get his retirement season. Now I feel like this is a big blemish on Tyronn Lue's reputation as a coach, not being able to manage the situation well. Lawrence Frank doesn't look good because it doesn't look like he stepped in and did his part mediating as a GM. And the organization that's already had their name dragged through the mud in the last 6 months now has another big piece of drama. So I hate it. I think everyone in this situation handled it poorly, and ultimately none of them are going to come out as winners. That's how I see it.
I don't think CP did anything wrong. I'm sorry. I don't think Chris Paul did anything wrong. I don't care. I don't care. You can take this in two very different ways. You can look at what happened with the Spurs last year. You can look at the fact on what even I saw a video this morning. Their coach, Mitch Johnson was his last name. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but he literally had a ceremonial thing for him on his way out. He meant nothing for the Spurs in terms of history. In fact, they battled. So it was like they still had the mutual respect for one another. And even in that clip, Chris Paul is saying, y'all guys, like, I know I'm like really hard to deal with on the court, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for like really just dealing with my shit and yada yada yada. It's on how you take it. Those young guys had a better mindset. I want y'all to really think about this, because this is the truth. These young guys had a way better mindset than the Los Angeles Clippers do right now, as young as that team is. The oldest person on that team is Harrison Barnes, and he's arguably the wisest.
So Omar, just to cut you off real quick, remember, this is CP talking to a bunch of guys his age, telling them that they're not carrying their end of the deal.
He's still older than everybody else. He's 41, 42, bro.
No, but 41,
but they're also NBA vets. And
this is what happened. Look, I'll tell you what happened, bro. This is what happens. You know when somebody tells you something real and you can't take it like at face value in the moment because you just feel like what you're doing is right or whatever, or you're just too prideful. That's exactly what happened in that locker room, bro. To y'all's point of view, like, look at like every place Chris Paul has like been, like, he's left some type of blueprints as far as guards. Like, look at Shea. Like, I'm not gonna give all the credit in the world to Chris Paul, but like, I mean, come on, bro. That was his vet. Look at Stephon Castle, man. Remind you, the reigning rookie of the year. Honestly, in the conversation for most improved, he had a lot of great guard skills, and I'll argue that he doesn't have a as comfortable rookie season transitioning into the NBA if you don't have a Chris Paul leadership type of guy in those locker rooms. Like, a lot of these guys look at Chris Paul. We seen in the documentary, like, Chris Paul goes to Shea's house for Thanksgiving, all these things, like, they're family. And I think the problem is, like you said, Max, and like you said, Jay and Omar, when you have like older guys hearing an old guy on the bench who doesn't have a lot of points, like, you take that at face value, like, oh, what are you contributing to this team to talk to me like that? But you got to use perspective, bro. This dude has been around for years. One of the best passers we've seen in the game of basketball, playmaking wise. He was great in his prime, and he just has like one of the best basketball IQ minds we talk about, by the way, who's in the NBA. So when you have a guy like that trying to pour in knowledge to other guys, even though you're in your same age group, Sometimes it's hard to hear things you don't want to hear at the time. So I think looking back at it, I think people just took offense. Maybe it was like, oh, you're averaging 3 points a game. Who you to tell us what we're doing and all this stuff? Maybe so. But at the same time, I think sometimes you can take those little pieces of this, those little pieces, and take it with you. Like, obviously, it's different for older guys, as we see here. We knew the Clippers' work ethic in these last couple of years hasn't been great, so they probably don't want to hear stuff like that. Let's be real. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, what did they do?
Then
I
I
just
gotta
think
say
that
they gotta wake the fuck up
They're
because
not going to. What? There's
that's
nothing to wake up.
and
The
you know
only
who that's
person,
on.
the only
You know
person
who that's
playing
on.
good
That's not on them.
is James Harden.
No, it's on Ty Lue, bro. It's on Ty Lue.
I agree
It
with that.
starts
I
at
think
the fucking
Yeah.
top, and you know
But
if
that.
Ty
the
Lue is
players had
prideful
heard this
too,
from
man.
the coach, I
the
think they
top,
would
and
take
it's
it
the
better.
owner from the shit from this summer.
Yeah, if you're
it
hearing
brought a
it from
smelly
those
vibe
guys,
into the
I think they
whole year.
respond better.
And they
But
probably say, bro, but I'm saying, like, they probably weren't saying it, though. That's the problem.
true, but I think that's more so a poor reflection on the coaching and the
For
office
sure.
than it is on the players for taking it from Chris Paul the wrong way.
Agreed.
True, and I agree with that too, Dan. Like, and I don't even think it's like a Harden thing too, because Harden knows, like, he played with Chris Paul as well. Like, they've already had that. Maybe it's just like the other guys on this team, like, blah, blah. Or maybe,
imagine you're
you know
Zubac,
what?
right?
They
What
did
you're
put him with
saying,
Rockets.
right? No,
They did.
I
They
think
did.
a lot of this is probably Tyronn Lue. I think, look, here's my hot take. I think Chris Paul was really in there coaching, and Ty Lue didn't like that.
That seems but that's not his job.
But I'm saying, if the coach ain't coaching,
If you're bringing Chris Paul off the bench, I'm sorry, you're signing him to be a player coach. That's what you
yeah,
want.
I mean, some
out of
people
him.
just have
Low
that.
key,
Like,
yes.
I mean that
Like,
like
when I
let's
think
be
of-
real, that's low key what OKC wanted when they first got him. They wanted a player coach. They wanted
look
somebody
at
to
he
the
dragged
develop
him to the
Spurs. They
playoffs.
literally said the Spurs literally came out and said they wanted a guy to be like that mentor / player
Exactly.
for their team. And look at, bro, I'm telling
But
you,
that's
bro.
not what Chris Paul said he was going to do going into the season. He didn't say, I'm coming here to be a leader for young guys. He said, I'm coming here to just play my last year and ride in the sunset.
Okay, so you sit back and be quiet while everything's going to fire?
Again, I think there's a right way to do it. Clearly, the way he did it ruffled feathers amongst not just the coaching staff, but also the players. Like, it didn't seem to make anything better, did it? Like,
I mean, probably because they didn't listen.
the team to where there's no like this team is not supposed to be where they are now, and Chris Paul is pissed. He went to a team wanted to get his last ring. Chris Paul didn't go here thinking they were going to be shitty, and that's what they are.
But that's not what he said. He said, I just want to play my last year close to home. If
understand
you
that.
want to get a ring, he would have gone OKC.
He
and
didn't
still
go.
went.
This was the third best team in the West last year. It was OKC, Denver, and the Clippers. We saw that Clippers Nuggets game go to 7 games. We saw that last year, right? This was the third best team in the West last year.
Yep.
And they were supposedly got better. You get Bradley Beal, you get John Collins, you get Brook Lopez, get Chris Paul off the bench.
16 losses.
Like, this team was supposed to be way better. I understand.
Didn't I tell y'all though?
I understand Chris Paul wanted to go there, riding
You
high
did.
in the sunset. He
Unk
probably thought he
squad.
wasn't going to be playing much, but he didn't
You
think
did.
they were going to be ass. Like, they're ass right now. He did not
Guys,
expect
the
that.
fact that anybody thinks that getting older is a sign of getting better, you know what? Let me take that back because that's not true. That's not true. What I'm trying to say is you take a great team like the Clippers that was in third place and you magically get a little bit, you get massively older, your bench gets massively older, your starting lineup gets massively older, to the point where they're in their 30s, late 30s, early 30s, whatever it is.
I mean, that still doesn't excuse falling off from 3 to 13
I mean, it
this season.
kind of does when you switch out the entire squad and try to
But
try
who
to
did they
throw
really
in
switch
former
out?
All-Stars
Norman
instead.
Powell?
Look,
Okay, who did they lose this offseason?
Even the Norm Powell, like,
the Powell thing was bad.
That's
That
why
looked
Powell
really
was better
bad.
than Bradley.
in
Like,
retrospect.
okay, I'm talking about like the age gap or whatever. Like, who did they lose this
Bringing
season?
in Brook Lopez, bringing in Beal, bringing in Paul into the rotation.
36,
Chris
32,
Paul,
40
John
years old.
Collins, Bradley Beal, and you lost Norman Powell, I think.
Yes.
Which,
But I mean,
like,
that also means that fewer minutes for Chris Dunn, one of their relatively younger guys. Theoretically, fewer minutes for Derek Jones Jr. Obviously, I know he's been hurt, but in an ideal lineup, fewer minutes for him.
yeah.
I'm
But I'm just saying, like, that's still
And they
none
did
of
it.
that.
Who was their
What
backup
I'm
last
just
year? Was it
saying,
Plumlee
none
or
of that
Eubanks?
excuses, bro. We're missing the point.
Both.
None of that excuses dropping off from 3rd to 13. None of that
They
excuses
don't
that.
have the. I just feel like they don't have like the same people around
We gotta
them.
stop. We gotta stop giving excuses for the Clippers, bro.
We're not
Like,
trying
no,
to.
but this
We're not
goes-
trying
it's
to.
no
Listen,
excuse.
Here's
There's no
all
excuse for
I'll
this,
say on
dude.
this. Here's my last thing I'll say about this.
It's horrible.
The first game after letting Chris Paul go, they win.
Max,
I
no.
mean, dog.
Who they
Who do
play?
play?
But
In Atlanta.
no Jalen Johnson. But listen.
They only got 5 wins.
So that's what we're
Hey,
doing.
listen.
Oh, Lakers didn't have Luka. We want. Oh man, we should trade Luka. He's horrible.
So listen, let me give. I
I'm
didn't
just
give
saying,
my
like,
piece
bro.
on the Spurs. Let me give my piece on them.
All
I
right,
mean,
you
not the
can
Spurs,
put
the
last
Clippers.
word
Trade
on
no
that
JJ, no
perfect.
KP.
So the Clippers start off at the very top. Ballmer, you have this scandal going into the season. Already a bad look for the team. Kawhi's under investigation. You're under investigation. Already the vibes on the team are smelly, but Kawhi's still playing. They're investigating. They're letting him rock out. Whatever.
Yep.
Go into this season. You make some moves that I thought I gave the Clippers the third best offseason this summer. Getting Bradley Beal, you get John Collins, who we talked about a damn near 15-10 last year on the Jazz. Who else who they get? Brook Lopez, whatever. We were excited. All of us on this pod thought the Clippers were doing the right things. Turns out you don't get better with age, probably. And that's what it is. Brook Lopez is 36. Chris Paul's 41. Bradley Beal's 32, who's had a multitude of injuries in his career, even with Washington when he was in his 20s. So the roster construction, not good. Kawhi Leonard, next piece. Brother don't play. Kawhi Leonard does not play games. He had this phantom sprained ankle injury. What happened? Like, Kawhi Leonard just misses 2 weeks out of nowhere. James Harden is trying to carry the load while everybody's out. I understand James Harden is 36. He's having one of the best seasons of his last 5 years. James Harden cannot carry this team. So the roster construction is terrible. From the top, the whole scandal going on, not good. And I love Ballmer. I think he's one of the best 3 owners in basketball. Built a new arena to get out of the Lakers' shadow. Built the wall. Got the home crowd coming in. I love everything Ballmer's doing. But in terms of this season and that whole situation with the scandal, terrible. Roster construction of this season, terrible. I understand. They didn't. The reason that they traded Norm Powell, they look at it like this. Oh, man, he's a second-round pick. 31 years old. How does this guy keep getting better longer he's in the league? We saw him in Toronto. He's even better than he was at 25 in Toronto as a 31-year-old now.
Totally.
And they know they dropped the ball on Norm. Bradley Beal's out for the year. We just saw Jokic give Brook Lopez 50-something 2 weeks ago. Chris Paul, obviously not on the team anymore. All the offseason moves that they made have bit them in the ass, and the team is cooked now. Like Earl said, the fate of the NBA lies in the Clippers' hands, because if they give this top 5 pick to OKC, the league is cooked. They can trade Hartenstein and put all their chips in the next 10 years with a 20-year-old Cam Boozer, or they want to play around and be even more fun and get AJ DeBansta, or even trade that pick to get even more picks and more. Like, they can do whatever. They
Or even
want.
trade that pick to go get Giannis.
Or even trade that pick. Like, this Clippers season is such a fail. This is one of the worst seasons on paper ever. Like, and I know they have time to bounce back. They're probably not going to bounce back, though. We're about to be at where the season really starts, where it gets to December 25th, Christmas Day, is when the NBA really starts. That's when everybody takes the season serious, right before the new year kicks in, then trade deadline and whatever. But as it looks like right now, the Clippers are so extremely cooked, and I think this season is beyond irreparable. Like, they can't do anything for the rest of this year. And,
Jay, to add to that, I think they
me.
were content on losing, and this adds to what Earl said, and this adds to what Max said about Chris Paul. He's a character guy, and he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to be in this type of position. He doesn't want to be on his farewell tour, scraping the bottom of the barrel of the league, catching DNPs. It probably got to him. He probably got mad because he probably thinks to himself that he could do something about it. We don't know, ultimately. But I really do feel like this is why CP really just got mad at the entire situation. And I think they were really just content on losing.
I don't even think it's him being mad. I just think, look at Chris Paul's career. He won in New Orleans. I'm not talking about championships, but I'm talking about winning seasons. He won in New Orleans all those years. Goes to the Clippers. The Clippers are always a top 5 seed. Goes to OKC the Rockets. Go to the finals with James Harden. Goes to OKC where everybody thinks Chris Paul's done. Drags this young OKC team to the playoffs. The emergence of SGA, Dort, and all these young guys. Go to the Spurs. The first year he did not make the playoffs in his entire career. Still got to develop Wemby, Castle, all the young guys around him. This is the first situation he's been in to where nothing is improving. This is the first ever situation. Because, like I said, he's around a bunch of older guys. Mm-hmm. We were talking about this team earlier. This is the LA Unks. I don't know what we expected.
Like, the unction.
Like, the unction, literally.
The unction.
The Lakers have Luka and Austin Reeves. The Rockets are young. The only old player on that team is Kevin Durant. All the old teams in the West are fading out. And they're probably the oldest team out that bunch. Mm-hmm. Even talking about the what's the team in the West that's old? The Warriors. Fading out. All the old teams in the West are fading away. And that is what it is.
It is what it is.
They were doomed from the start. So to make
if we can look at the Portland Trailblazers and say, they have a brighter future than the LA Clippers. I think there's an issue.
Bro. It's what it is.
Hey, but to bring it to the Portland Trailblazers, wouldn't that be such a great place for Giannis?
No.
Why not?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Him and Dame didn't work one time. Why do you think him and Dame are going to work this time?
Let me ask you this. Third option goes from Kyle Kuzma to Denny Advia. No. With the defense of that squad.
Him and Dame don't work. That's what that is. Him and Dame don't work.
Okay.
But
I mean, it would be like the Kings remaking the Bulls in the West. It would just be Bucks East at that point.
Okay, but like I feel like the defense is a lot better on that squad than the Bucks would be, for example.
So we're moving into another topic. We have another topic to talk about. We have the final topic of the pod before 2-minute drill. We have the Pacers and Celtics progression and regression. We're going to talk about this topic pretty quickly because we already, like I said, over an hour. Starting off, I'll go first because I got a lot to say.
All right,
we argued on this pod. Was it last week? Was it the post-Thanksgiving pod, Max? Or 2 weeks ago?
When we talked about...
Oh, no, 2 weeks ago. Talked about the Celtics and how I thought they were very mid.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
And then they went and beat the Knicks.
Fast forward to now. I don't even know their last 10-5 games since that day. The Celtics are not bad. And they're a sneaky contender in the Eastern Conference. So I'm putting the Celtics in the progression lane, not regression. Celtics, Derek White is a guy made a leap. Jaylen Brown is out, as we're talking about right now, he's a top 15 player in the NBA. Whether we agree or not, Jaylen Brown is averaging 29 points a game.
Top 20.
How are you not a top? I want to say top 10, but he's obviously not top 10 because he doesn't play make. He doesn't do a lot of things. He had to be in that 13 to 15 range. He's scoring almost 30 every single game. I'm seeing him go toe to toe with Jalen Brunson and the Knicks. Anthony Edwards. We saw him end the Piston streak when he went toe to toe with Cade Cunningham and the guys. Jaylen Brown is him right now. He's a top 15 player in the NBA, and you're bringing on Jason Tatum, who we already said before the season started. JT coming back. He said, "Coach, I'm coming back. Whether it's February, March, whatever, they're going to be in that top 6 to 7 range." You throw Jason Tatum in this, the East is again wide open, bro. It's wide open again. And I'm not going to say the Celtics are going to be a sneaky dark horse contender to win the championship, whatever. But I'm not going to have them how I had them 2 weeks ago when I was arguing with Max that they're a borderline playing out. Like, this team will win a playing game. What Jason Tatum added to this team. Peyton Pritchard's made a leap. I don't know what they're doing. I think Missoula hates Anthony Simons. But Neemias Queta made a leap. He's an okay big in this league. I don't think he's going to be good come playoff time on a night-to-night basis because they have no other center. Luka Garza's not going to cut it. But how I had the Celtics 2 weeks ago and how I have them now, they got to be in my progression lane. Going to the Indiana Pacers. I feel about them how I did 2 weeks ago.
Regression.
Really bad. They're in my regression lane. I know Jay Huff has finally been looking like a solid big. I don't know who I argued with on this pod that Jay Huff cannot be a starter on 20-something other team. Jay Huff looks okay right now. I still feel the same way about Jay Huff because look at their record.
Wait, who did you say could be a starter on teams? It wasn't Jay Huff.
Wendell Carter. We were talking about
It was Wendell Carter.
No,
He
no,
was the
no,
worst
no.
starter in the league.
No, it was who I said could start. It was a guard who I said could start on.
Yeah.
Was it Josh Giddey?
Yes,
I think
it was Josh Giddey.
Giddey
It
would
was
be the
Josh
best.
Giddey.
You said Josh Giddey would be the best player on 10 teams in the league, or like on half the teams in the league. I think we got to like maybe 5.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
But
bad.
I hear your point about the Pacers. When the best thing you have to hang your hat on is Jay Huff, that's
Like
kind of
Ben Mathurin is barely
Look.
playing. He's playing every other night. Siakam, he can't like. I'm nothing on the Pacers.
Honestly, though,
talk to me.
it's just smart. Like Pacers should definitely not have been winning any games this season. Why
So you
would
think this is strategical?
I'm
trash
saying
right now?
whatever's
They're tanking.
happening to the Pacers is a good thing for the Pacers. Once again, they made one of the best underrated trades I've seen in the history of the game by randomly trading back for their first round pick before Tyrese Halliburton got eliminated, by the way, from that season.
They did this before
out for the
game,
season.
like before game 6, in the
Before
middle
the
of the
game.
finals. In the
Yeah.
middle of
They
the finals,
knew.
They traded back for their pick, and now they own it for one of the best draft classes we've seen in the last, I'll say, like 8+ years.
Yeah.
Smart. They shouldn't be competing, bro. Pacers should not win more than 15 games this
I'll
season.
give you
Like
that.
on
I'll give you that.
the highest. Like what? Because why? What are you gonna do? Go to the playoffs and get bounced? Like what's the point of competing this season? There's
They're gonna
literally
lose
no
a pick,
reason.
man.
There's no reason to. There's no reason to compete. Like Tyrese Halliburton, we already knew this going into the season. He is the hub of the Pacers. Like he's the engine that makes that train run. Like I know there was obviously games where the Pacers looked good, but it's only so many games that's going to work without Tyrese Halliburton being there. Like as far as like when it comes to winning a championship, we seen when it came down to it, that core couldn't get it done without Tyrese that last game because they figured out everybody on that team. So for me personally, I think this is just a leap year. They can have it. Celtics, they've been looking good, man. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. Do I think he's a top 15, 20 player?
He gotta be.
I
He
mean,
has to be.
if he is, then
There's a difference between playing like one and being.
He's playing like a top 15 player right now.
But
I'll give you that.
Austin Reeves is playing like a top 10 player right now.
true.
That's just what it is. Like
Yeah,
if we're
there's a difference there.
Yeah.
and y'all might think I'm absolutely insane. I'd probably still take Jaylen Brown over Austin Reeves. Not, and I'm saying Finals MVP, Conference Finals MVP.
Yeah,
we're trying Jaylen Brown
I
right
mean,
now. Like,
with Brown.
like Jaylen Brown is not. He's definitely a top 15 player right now, guys. Like,
Yeah, I'll give you that. I think he definitely is a top 15 player. I don't think that's really much of a question. I mean, he's leading a Celtics team that obviously lost Jason Tatum. He's averaging close to 30 points a game, almost around like 6 rebounds, maybe like 5-ish assists. I got to pull it up here. Yeah, 4.8 assists, 6 rebounds a game. Yeah, I mean, shooting like 35% from 3, nothing like too crazy, but 30 points a game is impressive. I mean, I can't get mad at that. He's playing good basketball, and they're winning. Like they're top 5 seed
winning.
in the Eastern Conference right now. When a lot of people pretty much wrote them off for the season, just because. I mean, not just because. Obviously, they lost Tatum. That's not really just because. But like when Tatum went out, a lot of people's expectations for the Celtics plummeted. But he's obviously showing
top tier teams in their conference.
Yeah,
they beat the Pistons streak and they just beat the Knicks.
And it's really a lot of y'all East teams should be a little bit nervous. Like if there is a situation where they can kind of float around like this above the playing spot where they don't have to play in the playing tournament, and what so happens that around playoff time, Jason Tatum is feeling really good, and he decides to come back, and he makes a free championship run. A lot of Eastern Conference teams are going to be really butthurt that they didn't try a little bit harder to kind of knock them out of contention before they got the chance to do it. So
yeah,
and that's why I think as it stands right now, I think I had this take last week. Maybe I had this take on the phone. I can't remember where I said this. I think the Celtics could make like make a run for the 8th seed and be like one of the next teams that takes out the 1st seed. Whether it's the Knicks,
absolutely.
whether it's Detroit, whether it's
You think they're gonna be that low?
Yep.
Yeah, the question is just
because you have to think about
it.
Jason comes,
no, that's
Jason
what I was
comes
saying.
back
Like, I
in
think they're going to be
May?
above 6.
They're gonna be a top 5 seed. I'm gonna stamp that.
Jason may come back in like May, man.
That doesn't matter. Look at them right now, bro.
I think they're playing good, and I think they're good enough to make to that like 8th seed.
But you got to remember, this is the East, bro. Like I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, but like when you flip the standings, like let me just put this in perspective. OKC's OKC. They're 21-5. 2-1, right? After that,
Christ,
They're
don't
losing
let
to
them
like
get
Mavs.
it.
yeah, it's
They're losing
crazy.
to like
Don't let them
After
Worse.
get
that,
it.
it's the Lakers at 16-5. You put them in the Eastern Conference. Well, they're the second seed or tied for the first seed with Detroit. Like the competition in the West, I know we talked about. I was into the show about the gap. It's not really there. It's still there. I'm sorry, it's still there, bro. Like literally, if you lose a game in the Western Conference, you can on any given night you can go from 2 all the way down to sometimes to 6 or 7, depending on what the situation is and how everybody's playing. So that's why I say like the Eastern Conference is not the same. Like I can realistically see the Celtics really. I mean, you got it's Pistons, Knicks, Raptors, Miami Heat, Boston Celtics, Orlando Magic, Philly,
They could jump.
Cleveland, Hawks, Bucks. Like I can literally see the Heat coming down a little bit. Boston kind of staying in that range. I could even see Cleveland obviously coming back up. Philly, I don't know. Philly, Tyrese Halliburton is amazing. I'm not Tyrese Maxey.
I
Sorry,
got bad
he's
vibes with
just
Cleveland, man. Bad
he's just
Cleveland,
crazy.
man.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the East is a lot more like once you kind of get a spot. I mean, it's kind of easy to keep it over there.
I think what's so interesting to me is just the fact that we had, and this is the last thing I'll say before I do got to take off. But
Yeah.
it's the fact that we had, like, I feel like most of us are like a lot of NBA fans, like analysts, they had Boston and Indiana kind of in like the same category as like gap year teams. Like obviously both their top stars go out late in the playoffs with Achilles injuries. At the time, it was looking like they were both going to miss the full seasons. And so you're looking at them like, okay, this is a year where maybe both those teams just kind of not take a year off, but like they build for the future. We saw that the Celtics kind of reconstruct their win now and like shift some money around and make it easier for them to build in 2028, 2029, like kind of reconstruct, take this year off, get a good draft pick, get your superstars back in 2027, and then go from there. That like we kind of all had them in like that same boat. You look at Boston, they like you said, they're 50 right now. They're 3 games above 500. Yeah, I think 3 games above 500. Brown looks amazing. Jason Tatum, as like whether he says it publicly or not, it looks like he's planning on playing this season. Like he wants to come back for a playoff run. So you're looking at a team. The question was, can they just stay afloat? I think now, like the answer to that looks like yes. Like they can absolutely be at least a playing team, if not a top 6 or 5 seed, like Earl mentioned. So now you're looking at this team that, as long as they stay around 500, will get into the postseason. Could get Jason Tatum back, and if that's the case, if you're a New York or a Detroit or a Cleveland as a top seed in the East, you're looking at playing a healthy Boston Celtics in the first round.
First round, yeah.
And then like the conversation is totally different. But then you look at the Pacers. Obviously, they've been decimated by injuries, and I don't want to undersell the impact of that. Like they have absolutely, like their injury luck has been among the worst, if not the worst in the league. But they're struggling to win games. Like guy like Ben Mathurin has not to this point taken the jump that I think we all hoped he would. Guys like Obi Toppin haven't taken a huge jump. Nembhard hasn't taken like a huge jump. Like all their players have kind of stayed where they were, and then obviously battling injuries and missing Tyrese Halliburton, and now the loss of Miles Turner looks like a little bit worse. Like Jay Huff has been solid, but he hasn't been able to give him what Miles Turner has. The Pacers are at the bottom of the East, and it's like you would assume this team, when Tyrese Halliburton gets back, will be good enough to do kind of some of the same stuff they did when they had him. But you do have to question, like, is Tyrese Halliburton really the only thing holding that team together from being a 1 game away from winning the NBA Finals team to a bottom 3 team in the Eastern Conference? So, like, I don't know. I just thought that was really interesting. Of like the Pacers, I feel like I had the Pacers even as like a fringe playoff team in my predictions, but it's like they have just gone so far below expectations, whereas the Celtics have so far exceeded expectations. Like they kind of started here, and so far this season, it's just like the gap is so wide now. Like we're talking about a team that could win the lottery versus a team that could win the East.
So Max, this will answer your question right here. Do you think Halliburton was a top 10 player last year?
We're talking about like last year, yes. Like strictly based on last year.
I think if anybody loses their top 10 player, they will be significantly worse the next year. Like, especially their number 2.
Tatum was top 10 last year.
Isn't Siakam? Like, no, but like Siakam as a 2, I can't really bank on him to carry
but like I think
the whole
like,
year.
Like the Celtics are doing this without Tatum.
Yeah.
And like I do think Tatum is a better player than Halliburton, if anything.
Jaylen Brown's damn near a 1B. That's how good Jaylen Brown is as a 2.
Dude, but you said any team you take away their number 1 guy, they're going to struggle. Boston's proving that that's not the case.
Well, yeah.
And we've seen the Lakers. I mean, I guess LeBron's not their 1 guy. It's Luka now.
Luka's
like,
Luka.
You take LeBron off the Lakers, they were still winning games.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so that's all I got to say. I do got it. Are we going to end the pod on that or go into 2-minute drill?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're on there, right? That was the last one.
I mean,
topic.
Unless you got Omar, if you like, don't let me cut you off. I'm just saying, like, I do got.
I mean, I think you ended it off pretty well. I would have loved to go through a little more trades. I did go through a bunch of effort.
You want to just name them off
we're
real
not- we're
quick?
not going
Like,
through
I'll
more
head out
trades,
if you want to like
I
name
know,
them real
bro.
quick.
I know.
good.
I had a couple good ones. OKC. I had the Lakers
Oh
in
gosh.
there.
Okay,
too.
maybe we should just end the pod.
Yeah.
Have a
I
good
can't-
day,
I can
guys.
already
Before we give
tell.
OKC Giannis.
All right. So we're gonna cut it off here. Go to 2-minute drill. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning on this episode of Beyond the Backboard, the BTB show, whatever you guys want to call it. We're here for you. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Peace.
Later.